Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Millie Sez, where we elevate, evolve, and become the highest versions of ourselves, one intentional habit at a time. And today I wanted to talk to you about something that every woman with goals needs, and that is a reset. Not a breakdown, not a start over from zero, but a reset. And that's alignment, realignment, if you will. A moment to clear the noise so you can hear your own thoughts again. What a beautiful feeling. When was the last time that you actually did that for yourself? Where you allowed yourself to just sit in the moment and reset. Whatever that looks like for you, whether it's getting out your planner and writing out your schedule for the week, meal prepping, planning some goals, writing them down, and really just taking a look at them. And so today, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the importance of a reset. And first, I want to talk about why you need it. Let me tell you something. Discipline can't thrive in chaos, okay? Routine can't grow when your mind is overstimulated. And clarity can't exist if you've never given yourself the space to even breathe, okay? I have definitely had to intentionally position myself to where I can breathe, to where I can think. I get up really, really early in the morning. A lot of people that know me and actually know my schedule think I'm insane, but I wake up most mornings at 3 a.m. Because I just need a few hours to myself. And recently I started actually going and being physical within that time frame. Started going to the gym at 4:30. But I like to ease my way into the day. So I start my day with a reset. However, I think it's also important to have a day where you reset, where you're not running around and, trying to do all these different things and think and plan. Sometimes you just need one day set aside to actually accomplish this reset. And so for me, a reset is not a sign that you're falling off. A reset is a sign that you care about staying aligned. And so what does a reset really mean? When I talk about a reset, I don't mean running away from life. I'm talking about pausing long enough to recalibrate your energy, your habits, and your priorities. A reset is clearing physical clutter so your mind can stop fighting sensory overload. Cleaning your digital spaces so you're not drowning in notifications. What does that look like? Maybe attacking some of those emails and actually opening them, reading your text messages, deleting things from your phone that just don't need to be there. Those are just a couple of examples. Reestablishing your routines so your days have flow instead of friction. And I find this super important, which is why I decided, even though I hate meal prepping, when I meal prep on Sunday, it really takes out the friction throughout the week of constantly needing to decide, what am I making for dinner? What am I eating for lunch? What am I having for breakfast? All of those things. When I set my time aside on Sundays and do my reset and actually meal prep and plan each meal for each day, it makes life so much easier during the week when, I just have 11 things on my to-do list. And, to be honest, if I'm honest with myself and if you're honest with yourself, it's a way to actually find out what those things are that we're avoiding. There were a couple of things that I needed to address personally. And I really had to sit with myself on a reset day and just take care of them. And they were really simple, but when I was trying to include those things, those tasks into all of my other daily tasks, it felt overwhelming. It felt like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. I can't do this right now. I'll just do it later. And later never came. So when I sat with myself and I was intentional, I was actually able to complete those tasks. And they weren't as bad as I made them out to be, okay? So I'm finding that resets help my brain to let go of old stress so I can make room, for new focus. And let's be real, a lot of the times we lose mental clarity because we're not resetting regularly, okay? Life gets really loud sometimes. And in between responsibility, social media, expectations, and pressure, life, kids, your mental clarity can get very fast. And when your mind is cluttered, you start to make reactive decisions instead of intentional ones. And how that can show up as impulse buys, eating things that are not so healthy, maybe not drinking enough water, maybe drinking too much alcohol, too much coffee. All of those things are things that we do when we're on autopilot. And when your mind is cluttered, you're not your best self. Your confidence drops, your focus is scattered, your energy feels heavy or even low. And without clarity, even the strongest person can feel stuck. And so that is exactly what is leading me to do this series. I want to start doing series on my YouTube channel. This one in particular is going to be about discipline, the importance of discipline, and what it actually does for you when you're intentional. The kind that feels supportive and not suffocating. And when I say supportive, I mean creating an environment within your life to where you don't feel like tied down to obligations. Not that kind of discipline, but a discipline that actually makes your life easier by building systems and routines that take out a lot of the necessity or the need to have to think, because we're constantly thinking about things. We're constantly making decisions. Where did I leave my keys? Or do I have to go get gas before tomorrow? Things like that. We're constantly making these small decisions over time, and that's why having discipline can sometimes seem overwhelming, because it makes us feel like we're, suffocating, like we're constricted or tied down in some type of manner. But what I want to introduce to you guys, if you've made it this far into the video, is the thought and the theory that discipline actually makes your life a lot easier. And it creates freedom. And it took me years to actually figure this out. And it's taking discipline to keep my routines, but the more focused that I am, the more aligned that I get, and the more intentional that I become about keeping my routines, It's building the discipline, it's building my confidence, and it's also helping me to feel free. So here's the secret. A reset actually builds discipline. Why do I say that? Because when you reset, you return to yourself. Your goals become clear again. Your routines feel purposeful again. And your mind stops fighting you. When your mind is clear, discipline becomes natural, not forced. And that's what I think creates the freedom. Once you build the systems, once it's a routine, it's a part of your schedule, it's a part of who you are. It's ingrained in you. You don't have to try anymore. It is who you are. It is natural. And that is why it feels so free. The feminine power in resetting is not talked about enough. Okay, there is something deeply feminine and deeply powerful about resetting. And it's saying, I refuse to run myself into the ground. I deserve clarity. I deserve softness. I deserve alignment. And women think discipline is harsh, but true discipline actually supports your femininity. It gives you structure so your softness can thrive. So if you are ready to step into 2026 with intention, clarity, and routines that actually support your next level, then this series is for you. We're going to talk about routines, discipline, morning rituals, evening resets, productivity hacks, self-care routines, and everything you need to become her. A woman who is focused, grounded, and unstoppable. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss next episode. Remember, you don't need a new life. You just need a reset. And the courage to start again with clarity. I love you. I see you. And I'll talk to you in the next video.